early on, unless you either have a very high damage core, like Gyrocopter for example, which is clearly banned out from the side of PR, or B, you're not up against another tri-lane. And I think that NiP are very confident after the success of their aggressive tri-lane in game number 1 to just do the same thing again. And NiP even have more flexibility in their draft because as a core, they can still put Leshrac in the aggressive tri-lane and have it be just as good as having another hero there, like for instance the Razor. Now, I'm not sure which route they're going to go, and they're going to take out the Nyx and the Darkseer here for, I believe it was Cheshire Cat, who was playing Nyx in game number 1. And now they're going to have to find out something else.
Well, the Razor is taken out.
Yeah, it's a good bet.
Yeah. The other thing that NiP's got better so far in this particular draft than the last one is their ganks is much better, I think. With Ogre roaming into the mid lane, for example, setting up the Leshrac stun, that's a kill on anybody. So,
I don't think they'll roam though if they go aggro.
Yeah, but if they don't, if they, let's say they play the standard 2-1-2
it is
or
Viper here, don't they?
3-1-1.
Viper is like the dream in this. You could go Viper, either put him mid or put him in the tri-lane. You just rotate the Leshrac into whatever lane you
High ground gets very difficult though.
Not really.
The reason that NiP was able to high ground last game was mostly due to the Razor, right?
They still have Lesh. Like,
well, Lesh is not going to walk up the hill and edict a tower. He can't tank
that's what he was doing last game.
He was doing that. He was able to do that because Razor was tanking the front line.
But Leshrac also builds tanky. I would actually say that having Lesh in itself is fine.
Okay.
I think you probably look to pick another hero who can buy a mech. That's the only reason I suggested Viper. So, of all of them...
TA, interesting.
Yeah, TA is good though. TA is amazing against Shadow Fiend. So it is going to be the Lesh in the tri-lane, which I think is a good call from NiP. Instead of looking at another hero that they could put in an aggro position that might not be level reliant, which Razor is not. Like, you don't actually need high level on Razor, you just need to be able to farm. TA,
okay, so if... Sorry, before you touch on the TA versus Shadow Fiend matchup, if you suspect that NiP is going to do offensive tri-lane, and it looks very much like it, do you dodge? And if you do dodge, who do you pick to survive against that offensive tri-lane?
I think you kind of have to dodge no matter what. Like, the Juggernaut will not do anything in that lane. He will get punched to death. It'll be very gruesome. The only person that tri-lane can kill is the Lesh or the Disruptor. The Ogre is too hard to go on. Like, you'll trade if you end up going an Ogre 100%. So, in order to live, I don't hate Batrider, but they already have a Disruptor, so that's kind of like mediocre. You could go back for something kind of all-in wombo combo like Mag and try to just empower your Jug to farm for the mid game.
Then put him safe lane, right? Like,
yeah,
we're picking the safe lane hero here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's not really a whole lot of great options left. It's kind of an issue. Tide isn't too bad. I think Tide is really great for being able to defend your high ground. And he would be a nuisance to dive. Like, you wouldn't want to dive a Tide Hunter.
Well,
I guess you could... No, you don't want to go Axe. Axe is too YOLO.
Yeah, and Power Ranger...
Oh, Sanking. Okay.
It's okay. It's alright. It's not the best in my opinion. Again, I'm not sure exactly what would have been the best pick.
Yeah.
But, alright, so the draft is done. You were talking about the TA versus Shadow Fiend matchup. But...
TA wins a hard.
Yeah.
Like, hard.
We don't need to pull Wagamama in here to tell us that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the matchup pretty much goes as follows. TA is great against heroes who have very low base damage because of refraction. I mean, obviously Psyblades are another big part of it. If you're good at harassing with Psyblades, you can bully pretty much any hero in the game. Doesn't matter who it is. Even the Viper matchup can be won if you're playing well. The big thing about TA as well is making sure that you have sentries before level 6 if you are playing against the TA. Now, if he gets traps down on your high ground and your Shadow Fiend, you will absolutely die if he's able to get one good trap on you, and then he has another one to follow it up because it's off cooldown. So you need to be very, very cautious during the early game.
Also with TA, you have to essentially, I mean, pro players already do this, but you essentially have to check every time she comes back from the rune. If she gets a DD, haste, you are dead.
Yes, especially a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Because you have no way to break through Edict. I would say that Lesh actually does okay. And the only reason I bring up Leshrac is because he is seen a lot more frequently now in that core position. You could put a value point into Edict, and it does enough damage to whereas the refraction would break. So against Shadow Fiend, for example, the reason why a haste kills you is because you don't hit enough between, like, you don't hit fast enough to break refraction before you die, right? Like, that's the biggest problem. You don't have Requiem, which does multiple instances of damage because you're low level, and you don't have an ability that just chews through a very low amount of damage shield. So Edict, on the other hand, if she gets a haste, she would dive you. The the Edict would immediately eat the refraction, and she would start taking direct tower hits instead of the tower hits being eaten by the refraction and then you trying to hit her for like 38 base damage.
Yeah, TA actually is very squishy once she doesn't have that refraction.
Her strength gain is pretty mediocre.
Would you, I mean, I think this is probably true next level, but would you take a ultimate in a level 6 Shadow Fiend?
Against TA?
Yeah,
I think it's
TA opens a trap and she runs at you.
I think
you
it's
just
actually,
start ulting.
Yeah, it's not that bad, to be honest. I know some Shadow Fiend players have gone ulti in the past. I think even Slasher has done it. That was that was his video, right? Where he did level 6 Requiem no matter what, like at every single level.
Slasher's way.
So he would have 3 Rays, 2 Necromastery, 1 ulti, right?
It's actually, I mean, I think the spell is that good because of the damage
Oh,
reduction.
it's super good.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we won't see more variation. Like, it's just, it almost feels like it's like Rays always and then Necromastery always.
I think the major reason behind that is the Shadow Fiend farms so fast during the early game that you can be like level 8 or 9 by like the 11-minute mark without killing a hero.
Yeah.
Like you can just stack your jungle, you can free farm your middle lane, and you can be level 9 and you will have all of your core abilities up no matter what. And oftentimes having a Requiem is not the make or break in an early game engagement.
Whereas not having the...
I would say that potentially what you could do is if you hit level 7, 8, 9, is you hold your skill point, right? So you max your raise for sure.
That's fair.
And you hold your skill point for maybe putting it into Requiem just in case something were to happen that you would need it.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Because I don't think having the extra 7 souls on Necromastery past like the first 2 makes a huge amount of damage or a huge amount of difference in terms of farming. PR did 0 tower damage the last match. Are you, seriously? 0 tower. Okay. 0 tower damage.
They were in their base. They lost every lane.
They actually didn't deal a single... I don't think I've ever seen that in the game. That has never happened before in his... Okay, it actually has probably.
No, it probably has not in Pro Dota.
Alright, we need our stats man on it.
Nip looking for a first blood. Or probably some deep wards. Okay. That's an interesting place to drop with the first one. Oh, they see the Wisp, but probably the hardest person to kill. They're now going for the Juggernaut, but he could just spin away. And now the Tether. Movement speed should get there, and they're going to be behind the tower.
They dive this, right? There's 5 heroes. Okay,
no,
never
they
mind.
don't.
I think you could have potentially sent the Ogre in first, or Limp maybe.
I mean, Turret does a lot of damage to champions, so... That is a statement of fact.
To champions.
To champions. Turrets do a lot of damage to champions.
Alright, that's fair. I don't actually... I don't know if I agree with the fact that PR are going defensive with this.
Yeah,
it makes me really worried.
Yeah. There appears to be many stomps with no tower damage. 0 history made.
God.
Oh.
No, I knew that. That couldn't have been true when I said it.
Okay.
It was a meme, you know. I went for it. It happened.
Everyone
knew it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't think PR should run this offensive dueling or trialing, because
I guess if you keep the SF safe, maybe in some world it's worth it. Like, say for instance, J4 is just stacking the woods, right? Like, doing
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, but what lane? Okay, tell me right now, how do PR put their lanes together in a way where they would win?
PR does not win.
Okay, so there you go. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the biggest problem, is no matter what, PR are putting themselves in a situation where they have picked their core before NiP have picked their own.
But this is my point. They don't have to be putting 3 bottom, because I don't think Rubik here does anything. In fact, Rubik's getting initiated, and Rubik, I think he's going to go down. He's going to have to tether, or sorry, he's going to have to lift. In fact, he's not lifting the Ogre. The Glimpse is going to go back the other way. I think that saves him. Is there going to be another point of light? It's going to come down, come off cooldown in 5 seconds. Yeah, he's going to be the kill. But they're going to go for a counter kill. They will get hand skin. That's pretty big. Trading 1-for-1 here. COK taking a ton of damage here. The creeps are helping out. Despite we offset, is Wisp going to go down to the fire? No, he's not. That's a great trade for PR. Yeah, sure, you gave away first blood, but hey, man, you're not supposed to get that secondary kill.
Well, we talked about how PR actually get kills in this tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, and it boils down to NiP committing to killing a support.
Yep.
Like, you're not going to kill Daeira. Like, he's just going to spin, and he's going to run away. But you can easily kill the Wisp or the Rubik if you decide to go on them. Now, that was a little bit ham, no question about that. Like, diving in that aggressively for those kills, but the first blood is still worth for NiP.
Here's the thing, Shadow Fiend's doing absolutely fine on the mid lane. If you look at it, 9 and 2. And he's a level 3, so those raises is going to start doing a lot more. There's a finagle for this range creep. SF doesn't want to raise it? Okay. I mean, gotta hit NiP too, man.
Yeah, it was a very good raise because he knew that there was not enough mana on Limp to refract until just then.
Yep.
as those of you who don't know, Refraction is 100 mana at every single level. The more you know about your matchups.
Shadowfiend, I believe he's already bottle chrome.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, against TA, if you don't have mana, there's no way you're going to get rune control. Like, this is not possible. I mean, likely what you do if you're Sunlight is you just start pushing out waves once you get to level 5, and then you start stacking the woods for yourself, because I don't think your Rubik is going to have an opportunity to do that with Nip being so aggressive in the bottom lane. And then there's also the top matchup where previously Cheshire Cat struggled a bit in the first game, but he is Sand-King, and Sand-King against melee.
Oh, GG.
We cannot forget. Oh, does he have Invis?
No, he has Cosmic Finale.
Well, you were talking about the top matchup, not
yeah. It's not even close for a matchup for Clockwork versus Sand King.
I mean, I would actually say it's close, but only because the Sand King will realistically never use Sandstorm in this lane. And Sandstorm is another big reason why he is so good against melee. Because instead of you being able to walk up and trade hits, you're never going to get a valuable trade when the Sand King can just go into Sandstorm and you take more damage walking away than you do hitting him once or twice.
I don't think he'll level up Sandstorm here.
Yeah, but that's my point.
Yeah.
You can't use the skill because you will always get cogged.
Exactly.
Like 100% of the time. Now, if he just goes for CS and wants to trade, then that's fine. But Jonas and Fan will eventually kill him. He's even been pulled sentries. He's got Cog mana right now. I think he wants to save it, actually. No, he actually popped it up before the sweep wave goes through. He mangoed. Mango burrow.
Mango OP.
What an item.
Well,
if he dies solo again, it's going to be so bad, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just looking at it.
But we also have to keep in mind that in this matchup, even if the Sand King loses, you have an opportunity to come back in the mid-game with having a blink timing and then having a big epi to win a fight. So it's not all about the laning phase, whereas last game, I would say PR were a bit more reliant on winning their lanes than in game 2.
Actually, the more I watch this top matchup, I feel that it's not as Sand King favored, because Clockwork's doing an excellent job burning all of Sand King's mana. And the next time he traps it...
Literally just said that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just repeating what you say.
I was just talking about how you can never use Sandstorm because you're always going to get cogged.
No. I'm saying he's cogging him away from mana. So the next time he cogs him...
He can't burrow.
Yeah, he can't burrow.
Exactly.
So you go for the kill.
But that coincides with what I was trying to say.
No, you didn't.
Is that if he gets mana burned, he can't even use Sandstorm. And if he does use Sandstorm, he will get cogged anyway, which means that he has no mana to use abilities.
This has nothing to do with Sandstorm.
Oh, he's going to die. He's going to die 1v1. Lumi, please.
All right. Andy, just don't talk to me. I'm like trying to do camera control and then you're just distracting.
I am confirmed distracted. Yeah, see, look, even the stats guy gives me credit. Where you at, dude? That's alright, you can take it out on me and Smash later.
I'm all alone in this world. TA doing a very good job zoning out SF, and actually he's not respecting the trap. Ooh, I think he popped the wrong trap first, but
yeah, I think he did too, actually.
Yeah, SF will run away. SF going for the Ring of Aquila first. He needs the armor. I like it. The base damage is nice. Bottom lane, Dirty Raw, taking quite a bit of damage from the creeps.
Okay, it's not Dirty Raw, it's Ditya Raw.
It's Dirty Raw to me.
Okay, it's Dirty Raw. Fair enough.
That's a better name.
Alright.
I think I just offend this. Ditya Raw.
Yes.
But, okay.
So, it's like a Scottish person saying yeah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raw.
Yeah, there you go.
They're getting a lift. The spin's going to be there. No, he's like right-clicking for now. There's a spin. Era taking a ton of damage. Era will actually go down. No, big magic stick towards the end. Seal Kid now taking quite a bit of damage, but Tower is focusing on Yara. Yara needs to run. He's going to get stunned up. There's quite a bit of healing. He should be fine. There's overcharge. No, he gets Glim back. No, Ra, don't die. Yeah, he gets a kill. Seal Kid is going to be fine as well. Kinetic Field will not connect. Oh, that was a close fight.
Oh my god.
That magic stick healed. How many charges does he have? I'm not sure.
I don't know how many it was, but I think Deira assumed that he was dead no matter what, and then just turned around and suddenly stick gaming. Okay, Sunlight needs to be careful here. This is when Limp wants to start dropping some aggressive traps, I think. Because it's very common for the Shadow Fiend to go for stack clearing
what a rune.
at this stage in the game.
Oh, he's so close to death and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend comes out here, he's a goner. 100% dead.
But he does know the top is missing. And
why is he walking away? Is he... Oh, well, Sunlight's still kind of hanging out in the trees, I guess. It's fine.
Alright. Johannes fan, going on the bottom
This
lane.
should be a kill, right?
Unless he misses the hook.
Oh, Azim is faded. Against Rubik, you can still get lifted out of your own cogs, but I think if you do it properly, you should still be able to kill.
I mean, as long as he cogs somebody, that person's dead.
Yeah.
Because his teammates will come in and help. But they're not finding the opening, and they're actually wasting quite a bit of time. Right, so this Shadow Fiend Immortal is supposed to give you a different attack animation, right?
It's a Desolator thing. I don't have it, actually. I got the Golden Skull Basher from AM or whatever it's called.
Oh, Crimea River.
The giant anime blades, or whatever they are.
It actually looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
Why no AM picks, guys?
AM not great in this meta.
AM perfect for this, man.
How is it perfect?
Is there a meta that AM's
Are
not
you
good at?
watching what's happening to PR safe lane right now? This is why you don't pick AM. Same reason. Melee hero has a hard time farming against aggressive tri-lanes.
Okay, I didn't mean it seriously. Can you calm down, bro?
Alright.
Clockwork Hope's gonna go right in. Shearshark at TP's in, but immediately 2-man call. Burrow Strike will hit Handskin though, taking a ton of damage. Dirty Rod's gonna spin. He does have the healing ward down. He's going for the kill. He will get the kill. No magic stick this time, but looks like he's not gonna make it home. He's actually running away from the team. Great play from him. Shearshark at Burrow Strike will not hit the Clockwork. He will not get stunned though. So no harm, no foul, and that's actually a pretty good fight considering how many people have been committed for.
I mean, that was actually terrible for PR because that
they did get 2 kills though.
The thing is, Cheshire Cat epied, but he got glimpsed back at the start of his epi beginning to go off. So instead of dealing damage, he got stuck behind a kinetic field and did nothing to anyone but Jonasson fan, and it was barely any damage. Bottom lane, gonna see a stun here on a Cheshire Cat. A couple of Wisp Spirits gonna be hitting here.
Balls.
Needs one more and an auto attack. King not quite close enough, and he's gonna get bloodlusted away. So Limp picking up a regen rune. He's been having a very solid game. He's also trapped up every creep camp so far inside of the woods that SF would normally farm. I don't know about this game, and this is a much closer game than game number 1. And right now PR are actually leading, which is great, but Deira still not having a great time. 2 games in a row, it seems like he's been very hard pressured to be able to get his CS going.
I mean, that's given how the drafting stage went, that's what we fully expected, right? I think the big difference here is that Juggernaut could actually have some decent killing power if you want to die for a kill. And that's exactly what we saw.
Well, I don't know if dying for a kill
or diving for a kill is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
and once he hits 6, he's. I mean, I'd rather go in for a kill, trade, and then die, than what the Bristleback did. The Bristleback couldn't have done anything. J4's dead.
See you later, bud. No, I agree with the trading and opposing that to not actually getting anything done. I do agree with that 100%. I just mean, if you're in a situation and you have to go all in and be able to trade just to have a decent game, that's still, like you said, getting out-drafted. Like, your laning phase is not going quite as well as you want. Now, to their credit, Cheshire Cat's had a fantastic early game, right? Like, he's got Arcane Boots, Bottle, 900 gold. It's only 10 minutes in. Jonasson fan, he's been involved in 1 kill, but he is significantly behind in terms of farm to the Sand King now.
Yeah, he was also forced to move away and gank multiple times, so there's that too. Shadow Fiend in a lot of trouble here. He's gonna get lightened up, and Glimpse is gonna find him, but TPs are coming in, and actually looks like he's trying to Requiem from the corner. Glimpse will break that, and he's gonna get broken down.
Yeah, there's no way you can live through that. Not a chance. 4 heroes from Nip here towards the middle lane. There's no Edict though, so the tower push is not going to be quite as fast.
Actually, on the back line here, Wisp is going to get hooked up. Does he have Tether is the question. He will have Tether. Is there a creep wave? He's out of there, but the Clockwork Rocket.
Flare. That little one flare. 80 damage. He secures it.
Wow.
Okay, so all of a sudden, PR not doing so hot. They lose their tier 1. They're going to need Cheshire Cat to get Blink. I think that's one of the big key timings for them here. And J4 is, I mean, he's level 4. Deira managed to hit 6. It's good for him. The Wisp is going to have maybe not a great game. I guess King R is level 5, so that's not too bad. You want to try to get like level 6, 15 minutes, give or take, maybe a little bit sooner. If you have a good game, you can get it at like 10 minutes, right? Because you just go to your Shadow Fiend when he's farming stacks and you leech EXP. But
I mean, he'll get it. I don't think the big difference of level 6 is gonna make them win or lose this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, long max range stun here. They will get Handskin, so that's a pick for them. J4 getting part of that valuable experience. Here comes the trap. TP out straight from J4. He should make it home. That was barely making it home. Burrow Strike coming back out. Rocket Flare giving some vision. And there's that invisibility. Kind of needs to run away because here comes... Does he have Burrow Strike? I like the fact Okay, yeah, he's dead. Ooh, Burrow Strike into the tree. They have Rocket Flare TP out. Is the hook gonna get blocked? No. Johannes Fan doing a lot of work in this early game.
That was a blinder too. He did not know the Sand King was there.
Well, I mean, he was.
I mean, he knew he was in the area,
Yeah.
but he didn't actually know exactly where he was. Because the thing is, you can see the direction he goes, but you don't see how far. So there is a possibility they would have missed that.
So the big concern for PR right now is this bottom half of the map. Especially if they lose this tier 1 tower bottom, Roshan is going to get pretty dangerous. You have a TA, you have Rocket Flare for sight. They have the Diabolic Edict. Nip could easily take Roche. And it's going to be somewhat difficult for PR to contest.
They don't have Edict right now, though.
I mean, eventually they will.
Yeah. Once Era starts getting like 12, 13, 14.
I think Era should actually start putting points in the Edict now.
Instead of maxing out the stun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I think a big reason why he wanted to go max stun in this game is because he has Ogre set up. So you like glimpse into Ogre stun into your stun, and it's pretty much impossible to miss.
Yeah.
Like if you're good enough with glimpse timing, you don't even need the Ogre opening stun. So because glimpse takes the same amount of time to go back no matter where you are.
It clearly puts a circle of the location that it arrives in as well. So
yes,
it's a pretty easy thing to set up for. I am actually quite afraid that Disruptor is going to get nerfed. He's one of my favorite heroes, but he's picked quite a bit.
Oh, he's super good.
Yeah.
The other thing too, though, is instead of thinking of it as the hero's going to get nerfed, think of it as in the style of play that most people are adopting nowadays. It's a lot of fighting early on. It's a lot of vying for lane control, like winning the majority of your lanes, which might not necessarily be a new thing. But I think he just lends himself very well to the style that a lot of teams adopt. I don't think that necessarily means a hero needs a nerf. I just think that's how Dota's played right now.
The thing is, if you look at the hero on paper, he's actually, to me, not that suited for the at least the way that Nip has played it these past 2 games, right? The offensive trialing, because this hero actually needs, I want to say, at least level 3 or 4. You definitely want to max Glimpsed. So was that Glimpse? Spin's gonna break it. And looks like Roshan has been taken on the back.
Yeah,
which, again,
with a TA,
yeah,
it's really easy to take Roshan and Styre. This pick for them has worked out amazingly. Just having Limp in the middle lane, sure, the Shadow Fiend is actually doubling his farm right now, but it doesn't matter because all Nip want to do is fight, and that's what they're going to do right now.
Well, the Shadow Fiend doubling the farm is a concern, considering the fact that Shadow Fiend is going for the mech, which is a great fighting item.
He has it.
Dirty Rod's going to be going for the kill right now. Henskin's going to drop all his spells before he dies, but Dirty Rod's taking so much damage thanks to that double damage. He's on the backline, dropping Omni Slash. Era is going to go take him down. Meanwhile, on the backline here, Shadow Fiend takes off the Aegis. Clockwork Hook goes in. They're all trapped in the trees. Cogswood could do so much work here. Battery Assault on the 2 hero. The Blade Mail doing a lot of work as well. Meanwhile, King on the backline. He finally hit 6, but he will go down as well. Boy, they needed a Sand King. Where was he? He was in a fight. He didn't have Blink. Man, they were 1 epicenter away from just cleaning up because everybody on Nip was so low.
Yeah, if they had Blink Epi on Cheshire Cat, they would have won that fight.
Yeah.
Like, not even a question. It was a really nice Requiem there from Sunlight. He hit pretty much everyone with the damage, got the Aegis off at the TA, and then when he came up, I mean, he only has Drums Aquila, right? Like, he's not tremendously farmed by any means. It's just a matter of the position that Nip have on the map. They're able to get Roshan very easily because of their hero composition. Just having a TA with a decent amount of mana, you can solo it at like any point because you never actually get hit. So it's a very easy investment to make if you're Nip. And so far, PR are still managing to hold on, but as things continue forward, Cheshire Cat now having the Blink, this could be the opportunity that they're looking for.
Yeah, I think a big smoke gank is what you want to do at this point, and they are grouping up. There's a smoke coming in. Who is your target right now? Are you looking at TA or are you looking at the Leshrac?
I think you kill Lesh. Lesh is a much easier kill, and I wouldn't even say that TA is hard to kill for their team.
Well, they're going to blink in right now. Smoke breaks, but they are in range. 1 raise is going to hit, but looks like there's no one spinning in. Here comes Era. They're going to try to get in, but they're not going to get the kill. In fact, in a terrible position. Here comes Slip. He gets the 1 kill. Lightning, Splitter, none of them actually fires off because of the Sun Meal on the back line here. Cheshire Cat's going to get hooked in. Johannes Fan, again, impressive play. There's a relocate back out, so suddenly it was a smoke gang to mid T1. They've got the T1, but they're going to lose 4 heroes for it.
That stun timing. That kinetic field timing. There you go.
Yeah, now Lim gets a triple kill. I feel
so
that...
that's Desolator gold, actually.
Yep. Is he going to get Desolator, though?
I think he does. Like 100%. It's so good right now at this stage in the game.
I think a BKB is justifiable thanks to due to the Sand King stuff. But I think I like Deso much more for pushing.
Deso is insane to have at 16 minutes with drums and treads. I don't think BKB is bad either, though. Like, BKB has its merits, like you mentioned. Just being able to YOLO in as hard as you want.
I mean, generally, Nip plays fairly safe. So we'll see.
He's kind of thinking about it right now. It's like sending a courier back and it's like, hey, do I want this item? Do I want something else? I don't think you buy Blink.
No.
I definitely think you go Deso or BKB.
If you bought Blink, you would have bought it like a long time ago.
Yeah. What is the? Are there any other items that we're not thinking about that he could buy? He could go like Yasha, like old school.
Yeah, you could go for the movement speed build, Yasha, drums.
It's still very good too.
BKB. Okay.
Yeah, BKB. I think the BKB is the safer choice.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I guess around Nip's play, the safer choice is pretty much always the choice. Nothing wrong with that, though.
Alright, so Sand King, I imagine, is going to farm for a 4-staff. Good against Clockwork. Rubik, well, he's just poor. They do have level 6 now. I'm surprised the gank did not work. I mean, if you die under the tier 1 tower because you overcommitted, that's fine, but at least you get the Lesh kill, right? They didn't even get that off. And Lesh now has Bloodstone thanks to that, so... Nip is in a very good position, and now they're initiating their own smoke to the bottom lane. Epicenter, though, at least, is on the go.
Cheshire Cat's standing in such a good position as well.
Well, I think his Rocket Flare could mess everything up.
Yeah, but he needs to get a hook line, and right now a creep wave's coming in, so this is actually a horrible timing to walk in.
Uh-oh, Dirty Raw, don't want to go into here. He's going to take so much damage, down in half, down a quarter. Mech just used on one, and he's going to have to get out of there. He gets spin away. Meanwhile, Clockwork on the back line breaks the team in half. Sunlight and Dota in a ton of trouble. He's going to get stunned up as well. That's going to be 2 kills so far. There's a tether forward on J4. King R is going to be dead as well. J4 in a lot of trouble. They're going for Era. Era is going to get brought down, but so would be J4. Where's the Sand King? Sand King burrows straight back out, but he will die. That's going to be a team wipe for Nip.
Okay, so that fight was completely chaotic, first and foremost, but the big things to note, the Epicenter went on one hero.
Yep,
okay?
So did the mech.
He went straight for Era, Sunlight mech only himself, so even though both abilities were successfully channeled during the fight, neither of them actually did enough damage to kill a hero until the end. And Era was the last person, or the first person on this team to die, and it was near the end of the team fight. And also, the Omni Slash from the Juggernaut was not even used. So, in some ways, it's a bit surprising that PR managed to not really kill anybody but Era, given the fact that they had level 2 Epi, level 2 Requiem, with a mech, and an Omni Slash available. That fight should have actually gone very well for PR.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason, given the fact that Nip came in from that particular side, which leaves Cheshire Cat in perfect positioning to get an Epi off. Well, he goes for a hero that doesn't even... Like, no one was on the same page. No one knew who they wanted to kill.
That's the point. They actually fought in a terrible position. Dirty Raw, though, is going to drop that Omni. They lose a Wisp immediately. He needs to Omni actually survive. Spinning will not protect you from Limp.
Yeah, you can't even Omni that, though, because Refraction... just eats the entirety of the Omni Charges. It even goes back for Blink. This is a purely aggressive pick here from Limp. He knows that right now they have a significant advantage, and I gotta say, the team fights for this game, like, PR are just not communicating well.
Yeah, to me this game is not even as close as the game that we just witnessed.
Yeah.
Even though Nip doesn't have as good of a kill-death ratio, I feel like they're vastly more control of this game. They could just actually start hitting high ground if they want, but they're going to take it safe and start taking down T2s instead.
I mean, there's a tier 1 top, so...
Oh, the tier 1 still
That's
alive?
actually
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, they'll take that first.
You definitely want that.
How well has Johannes fans been playing today?
I think he's been very good. This laning phase for him didn't go fantastic, but it doesn't matter if your laning phase goes poorly as Clockwork, because your mid-game impact is pretty much what matters, right?
And he's hit everything he needs to hit.
I mean, he's missed like 1 or 2 hooks, but other than that, yeah, he's been doing what he needs to do. He wasn't able to isolate Cheshire Cat in the last engagement, which I feel like is priority number 1. But fortunately for him, PR were just completely scattered about what they wanted to do in terms of hero targeting.
I think Clockwork had a big part in that, though. Basically, the Sand King, I think, was to the right/south.
Well, he walked into the lane, and then walked into the little patch of trees to the left side of the lane, and then started channeling Epi. And by that point, Jonas Fan had already missed his hook, and then instead walked forward and threw down cogs to try to split up the fight, which is the right move. Like, you want to try to isolate heroes, but in that particular engagement, I feel like he had little to no impact. But the rest of the game, he's been playing great.
Yeah. He's always finding the picks and cutting off the retreat path and whatnot. Clockwork, speaking of which, right in there, Burrow Strike has been used. Cheshire Cat on the right side, Lightning will slow him down, and there picks himself yet another kill, refueling that Bloodstone charge. Well, this is definitely not helping out PR.
I don't know what you really do. Limp in the meantime, godlike, he's going to get a kill on a King R. Teleport out here from Deira, should be fine. Meld's gonna follow him to the base. I guess you just go back for Deso now, or do you just go for like... You just go for crit? I don't even know.
I like Deso, because they're gonna start sieging high grounds very soon.
Yeah.
Oh. The cogs, breaking him out. Oh, actually Earth Flip does not hit, and before ultimate goes off, but he's still actually in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Where's his team? Oh, the team is dead too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he doesn't have a team right now. They're dead.
You know what? PR is just kind of breaking down.
Well, I think the bigger problem right now is, I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but according to the other commentators in the lounge, they said that the loss of game number 1 pretty much eliminates PR.
Oh, so they just don't care?
Well, I'm not saying they don't care. They probably still do care quite a bit. I'm just saying that even if they had won this game, I'm not sure if it would have mattered. I think the other match results ended up putting PR in a position where they are no longer capable of making it through. That's what I was told. Now,
okay.
If it ends up being a 2-0, it's even less likely, of course, if there was a chance.
Yeah.
And even if there was, it's probably down to other teams losing games that they're not actually playing in. So you're relying on other people for your own fate, which is not the position that you want to be in.
The thing is, seeing PR playing these 2 games, I'm not surprised they're in the position they are in.
Yeah, I think they've played better Dota. The
Yeah.
interesting thing is, who is it they took games off of? I definitely think that they could have qualified, but Europe is also the hardest qualifier, in my opinion, outside of maybe China. Just because of the amount of teams that are actually available that play at a tier 1 or near tier 1 level.
Well, I think it's not just the high level Dota that we witnessed, it's also the clowny Dota. It's harder to play clowny Dota to win games against clowny teams, in my opinion. Have you seen those Navi Vega games?
Yes.
Or Hellraiser games? It's like, what is actually even going on? And
well,
the YOLO
there was a game with Yellow Submarine who beat Pudge, right?
Yeah. So...
Did they win that game, by the way?
I think they lost.
Okay. Unfortunate.
It was close. I sat down in the lounge and I was watching these team fights, and it was like huge chaotic team fights involving like Darkseer and Pudge and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is hype! And everybody's on the couch like, yeah, we've seen that like 50 times in this game, so they're not even hype anymore.
Not even a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if PR can actually do anything to come back here. I mean, the Shadow Fiend getting a BKB is great, but the TA actually picks up a Demon Edge, so I'm not sure if that's just going straight into Daedalus or if that's going to be an MKB. I think Daedalus is the more likely choice, only because Sunlight is not even in the ballpark of being able to finish a Butterfly.
Yeah.
And in terms of overall damage output, because of how much damage refraction adds, Daedalus gives you more DPS.
I agree, especially the fact that there's 2 forms of magical immunity on PR, the Spin for Juggernaut and of course the eventual BKB. The Daedalus is going to be more effective for a DPS item, like you were pointing out. As MKB damage gets blocked by BKB.
Yep. I mean, this is rough.
Comparing the last 2 games, I think PR definitely, in terms of hero potential, has a much better chance of coming back and winning the game. Because their high ground defense may not have the better spam compared to the previous draft, but they have much more explosive AoE, and they could like just wipe Nip if Nip has a bad fight.
Yeah, if they're lacking BKBs, that is the case.
But I don't think PRs could make that play.
Well,
I mean, they can. They just don't look like they're
I think you would have to essentially bait Nip's BKBs somehow. This would almost 100% require buyback.
Yeah.
Like, you would need to bait a hero to die so that Era and Limp would both BKB. And then once those are down, you buy back and you hope that Cheshire Cat is still alive to be able to epi. Like, that's how you would do it. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's going to work out. Glyph is popped here by PR. Sunlight's got a smoke. I mean, Cheshire Cat can go for the epicenter, but he's going to have to hope that he lands a stun before the BKBs come out, otherwise it's useless.
Shadow Fiend running in, he's got the mech BKB available. Clockwork on the right side trying to... Oh, the epicenter! He doesn't get off his blink. They're going to focus everything on Era, but he's got Aegis, right? No, he doesn't. Actually, it's going to be Limp that has the Aegis. Perfect status from on top, though. They will lose Cheshire Cat. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend pops the BKB, right-clicking away, missing a couple of raises. Meanwhile, Limp, he's just going to work. They will trade 2 for 1. And a tier 3. 2 for 0. Okay.
That was an amazing defense, actually. Like, the fact that Cheshire Cat was able to get the burrow before the BKB was popped, that was huge. And Era, unfortunately, a little bit out of position in that regard, like standing too far forward.
Well, the thing is, they even saw him coming in, though, because the Rocket Flare was on top of the Sun
No, they
King.
were smoked.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
They were
right.
smoked.
Yeah.
So there was no way they could know. I think he's going to buy Veil, or does he say for buyback? Cheshire Cat has enough, I think, to finish the Veil if he wants.
I think you need Veil. Well, I'm not sure.
The thing is, if... Okay, there's two scenarios. The first one, you die before you get your ulti off and the game is over because you bought Veil. The second is, if you Epicenter and you don't have Veil, maybe a couple of heroes live with a relatively low amount of HP.
And then you die and the game's over.
And then you die and even your buyback doesn't matter because your Epi is the only thing about your character that means anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just buys a 4-staff instead. So we bought a 4-staff instead of finishing Veil. Interesting choice.
I mean, against Clockwork, it's good for his team.
Yeah, it's good for the team for sure. Maybe he's just thinking that his Epicenter already does enough damage and that having a 4-staff will give him more flexibility.
I will say that hitting multiple Burrow Strikes in the team fight matters as well.
No, for sure. Yeah, there's no question about that.
So, you know your previous statement about Sankey buying back without Epi is kind of pointless.
Well, if Nipper fully committing, that is the case.
Yeah. It's not completely pointless, but it's pretty pointless. If that makes any sense.
And J4, he's got Refraction.
You want to fight?
Jump on him. He's going to get lifted up, thrown back once again.
Ranger Axe is going to get taken
Mage is
down.
going to be fading soon here. Limp. Still just kind of hitting away. Takes out the sentry. Aegis is going to be gone.
Yeah, she should be careful.
Yeah, they need to start thinking about backing off. They should have this on a timer at the very least. He does still have BKB though. J4 popping his Refraction again. They're going to eat through Limp's Refraction here. Are they going to try to pop the Aegis? I think Limp wants to try to get rid of this before it fades. All right, he will get the Aegis proc.
Do you go on him now is the question.
No, definitely not. You need Epi Burrow.
Well, they're just committing for this Rax.
I mean,
at the center being channeled, they're going to go right there, but they got the Rax already. Defensive 4-staff, BKB being activated, and Nerdy Rod taking so much damage he cannot get off his ultimate. Static Storm doing so much work. Era going in right now. J4 taking damage. The Cog, it gets Sunlight. Relocate defensively. He's out of there. J4, though, is dead. And Wisp that gets brought back will be dead as well.
That was an interesting fight. They actually managed to kill Limp 2 times, but they lose essentially their entire team to do it.
Oh?
King R Cog. Is he going to get glimpsed here?
No.
Doesn't look like Handskin is close enough.
Just got used.
No, it was off cooldown. I think he was just too far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they lose the Rax. They didn't have to buy back on anyone, I don't believe. The only person who had buyback anyway was the Rubik.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, definitely Nip favored, without a question. And I think he finished up his crit. And now Jonas and Van has his Aghanims. So, Nip still with a fairly substantial lead.
I mean, you ultimately said what needed for PR to happen, right? They needed to remove the Aegis first. Unfortunately, they removed it with the best spell, Epicenter, the best teamfight spell. So,
I mean, they didn't have any options.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well,
no.
The option was to give the Rax and then take a fight.
They spun and killed him. Like, he knew the Aegis was fading, so they didn't actually use Epicenter to kill the Aegis.
Oh, right.
The Juggernaut walked in and spun on him, and then he didn't.
And then I was like, oh, should they come in now?
Yeah. And then he blinked away after the Aegis respawned him, and then they went back in with an Epi. So that was the ideal engage, because they knew that Limp couldn't come back. And I believe Shadow Fiend was the one who got the streak gold? Yeah. So it was 1,300 gold for Sunlight, which means that he'll be much closer to his next item. For it, like, whether or not that be like Butterfly or... Like, I think he needs something that can help him live a little bit longer. Like, going damage is okay, but having an AC or a Butterfly against those heroes is pretty big. I don't think Scotty really gives you anything.
I think SMY is... I mean, it's a little bit of everything.
It's a bang for your buck item.
Yeah, and they kind of need everything that they could get right now, right?
Yeah, SMY is not bad. I guess if you think that Nip are going to be going for another high ground push soon, having an effective inventory slot is probably the best choice.
I think I think Nip is going to go for the Roche soon and then go for the next push. I think that's their play.
Well, PR might catch him out here. Seal Kid on the high ground with Era. They're going to drop a ward. They get spotted out. The entirety of the nearby. Limp goes in. He almost one-shots J4. He just dies immediately. Omni Slash going off from Dityarat. He's stuck behind enemy lines. Limp chasing him down with that BKB pop. It's going to be 2 kills. Going away with Limp Sunlight. Channeling directly. Epicenter comes in. Burrow Strike hits on 2. Limp still standing here strong with the Refraction on. Takes out Sunlight. It's going to be a triple for your TA. And the entirety of PR is wiped off the map. And GG is called. Nip take the series 2-0.
Huge play by TA. He waited out the Epicenter and the Requiem, and then he popped Reflection. And Sanking Shaofeng is like, oh wait, you're still alive? I can do it to you now. So
that was a very rough series, actually, for PR. It's unfortunate because, I mean, they showed their potential in taking team fights and being able to delay the game in game number 1. And then in game number 2, they had better lanes, but then they still lost all their team fights anyway.
Yeah.
The bottom one was the big game changer for me, where Cheshire Cat pretty much solo epied Era,